Running advice often comes in the form of active statements. Do this, do that. Sometimes, however, it can make a difference to your run to avoid certain things. I'm Sarah, and in today's video, I'm going to be going through what not to do before a run. 10 things that we can safely say you'll do off better without. First though, before we dive in, please make sure you hit subscribe and click like, or don't not click them, and let us know what are your running do nots, and are you guilty of any of these? Right, let's get into it. Let's start off with a popular point of contention, static stretching. This is something that often divides runners on whether doing it pre-run is beneficial. In our video about what you need to do before every run, we included some light stretches and mobilisation, mainly focusing on the areas that can get a bit stiff after sitting down all day. However, prolonged static stretching doesn't necessarily improve your performance. In fact, holding traditional poses for prolonged periods of time can actually be detrimental to your performance because you need a certain amount of tension in your muscles in order to move efficiently. What would be better though is doing some dynamic stretching, stuff like lunges, leg swings, skips and banded crab walks that uses a more natural range of movement. In the build up to and during a run, dehydration can have a detrimental effect, not only on your running performance, but also on your health. We've got a video all about water and how much you should be drinking, when you should be drinking it and how to carry it, so definitely go and check that out. But if you are experiencing fatigue, headaches, dizziness or disorientation, it's definitely worth considering how much water you're drinking, as well as other things like electrolyte balance, because when you sweat, you lose electrolytes. It sounds ridiculous, but overhydration can also be a big problem amongst runners, especially when there's so much of a focus to make sure you're having enough of it. It can be easy to overdo it. Too much water can leave you feeling uncomfortable, bloated, and can lead to multiple wee breaks. But there are also more serious side effects associated with overhydrating, which can often occur during longer runs, such as marathons or ultramarathons. The more serious condition associated with overhydration is called hypernatremia, which can be really dangerous. So it's worth keeping a check of where you're at by using something like the P colour test chart. If you're wondering, you're looking for a pale straw colour. It's not just water intake that can cause a problem for runners though. No matter what the length of your run is, you definitely don't want to be doing it on a full stomach. It can make you feel uncomfortable, lethargic, and can leave you feeling slightly sick. I'm sure we've all been there. You head out on the run and you have to stop halfway because the roast dinner just isn't sitting right. The recommendation is to wait 2 to 4 hours before heading out to exercise after a large meal, but this is just a loose guideline, so take the time to work out what works best for you. Now, the importance of this one cannot be overstated. Make sure you go to the bathroom before heading out on a run. The up and down movement of running can stimulate the colon, which can cause a sudden, urgent need to find a bathroom. The advice on this one is to try and slow down and walk, or even sit down, as the urge often decreases. But you could significantly reduce the risk of this occurring by just going to the loo beforehand. You can thank me later. Aside from the obvious discomfort that comes with running with a hangover, there are also scientific reasons as to why you shouldn't drink the night before a run. Alcohol causes an increase in the stress hormone cortisol, which can lead to a slower recovery time and can put you at risk of injury. Alcohol is also a diuretic, meaning that if you drink too much the night before, you can be dehydrated the morning after. So if you've got an important race or run coming up, it's probably worth skipping those work drinks, as you're not going to be running any PBs if you've been out the night before. Picture this: you've woken up early, headed out on your run, you're on track for a PB, and your watch dies. There is nothing more frustrating than your watch dying in a race or on a run, especially when you're on track for a PB, and it's all because you forgot to put it on charge. So why not add it to your pre-race checklist? Make sure you're definitely charging it the night before, or use Anna Harding's handy tip of always putting your watch on charge when you're in the shower. Breaking in a new pair of shoes can be a long and somewhat sore experience, so best not to do it on long run day. There would be nothing worse than having to turn around and come back on the bus simply because your feet are covered in blisters. Instead, why not wear your new shoes around the house when you're out at the shops, or just simply on a walk? That way you're not risking ruining a run or your feet. And remember, nothing new on race day. Food, glorious food, or the running equivalent. Gels, glorious gels. If you are not eating for a long period before your run, it's likely that you're going to be running on depleted glycogen stores, meaning you've got less in the tank. You might be doing this deliberately for a deliberately fasted run or for during Ramadan, and we've actually got a video all about this on the running channel. Go and check it out. If you're not used to it though, or it wasn't planned, it might mean that you're only able to run a shorter distance or at a slower pace than originally planned. Dizziness and nausea can be side effects of low energy as well, and these side effects could easily be avoided by having a banana or a slice of toast an hour before you head out to run. Similarly, on longer runs, make sure that you take out some gels, bars, or other energy replenishing items with you. Some runners say that they can feel a little bit silly taking gels out on training runs when it's not a race, but actually this is an excellent opportunity to practice your fueling strategy in order to take it in a race. How much energy do I need? What do I need to take on? Can I eat a gel successfully without spilling it down my chin? These are all questions which can be answered by fueling properly on all of your runs. At the time of recording, the coronavirus pandemic is still present in a lot of countries, meaning that some venues such as cafes and shops require you to wear a face covering. If you are stopping early on a run, you need more food and water, or if you want to run out and then get public transport back, this means that you will need a face mask with you, and you definitely don't want to forget one. So always carry one with you, whether that's in a pack, a pocket, or in a belt. And here's a tip: pop it inside a waterproof sandwich bag if you're carrying it on your person. That way you won't be left with a soggy mask at the end of your run. We all love running, and for many of us it's a break from the stress and pressure of everyday life. It's an opportunity to unwind and get fitter in the process, but it's also important to listen to your body if it needs a rest. We've discussed the importance of rest days on the channel before, and how pushing your body harder than you should can lead to injury and frustration. If you are feeling unwell or physically exhausted, then it's worth considering taking a day off, or just doing an alternative form of exercise like cycling, swimming, or yoga. Your body will thank you for it when your next run comes around. If you do push yourself through those aches and pains, it could lead to an injury or more serious problems later down the line. So there are 10 things that we would recommend you do not do before heading out on a run. Did we miss any out, or are there any that you've been guilty of? I know there are a few I have. Let us know in the comments if there are any other things that you would recommend that runners do not do, and we'll see you next time on the Running Channel.